I don't know if I have anybody there yet, but I do have some people who usually pop in after a while. That's okay. I just like to pretend that my audience loves watching VODs on YouTube. That's awesome too because either way, I have a lot of fun, and I think the purpose of this is just to get as many people as possible, even if it's just a few or a lot, really excited about the world of board games, which is really amazing right now. So much so that the world of video games seems to be taking notice and adapting quite a few of these. Just as a couple of things that I've seen recently within the last week, I noticed that PlayStation 4 has a really cool game coming to its PlayLink system. If you don't know what that is, basically it's sort of like what You Don't Know Jack kind of does with their party boxes. You buy one on any system, they're available everywhere. They're even available on PC, and you can play all kinds of cool games, trivia games. They just had a new one that they just released with a revision of You Don't Know Jack, so I'm really tempted to buy that. That's my favorite of all of their games, the old classic trivia type game that they started with, and it's really a lot of kind of irreverent fun. And so, anyway, the whole idea is that you buy the game on any system, and then you start a game, and anyone who's playing or who wants to play can uh, go to a website on their phone or any device, and as long as they have access, they can get into your game. You give them a code, they get into your game, and you can play against them, even if you're not even in the same place. We actually have played with people on Skype and everything. So the cool thing is they just had a new game on the PlayStation version of that, PlayStation Link, PlayLink, I think is the name of it, and they're coming out with Ticket to Ride on the 14th, which I'm excited about because I know that's a game that is really fun to play with a lot of people. It's one of the few competitive games that doesn't really seem to harbor a lot of ill feelings or cause a lot of ill feelings. So having that on the television, having the board on the television while everybody's got their hand of cards in their hand, and then you play and take your turn. I mean, it's just such a cool idea. I hope they keep doing that with lots more games. But this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about board games, video games, intermingling, adapting both ways. You have video games that are adapted into board games, like the XCOM game with Fantasy Flight Games, and then you have games that are adapted the other way, like the Lord of the Rings game that I'm playing here tonight. It started out as a physical card game, Lord of the Rings living card game, and now it has become a full-fledged, well, not full-fledged, it's still in early access, so that's a big thing to remember. It is still being play-tested and tweaked a little bit throughout time, and they haven't given a strict release date. They are going to be releasing some new content within the next few weeks, I think, from what I understood on the announcements, the most recent stream from their company today. But I think it should be releasing sometime after the new year, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully really soon, because I really want to try out that co-op play, although they did say they were going to release co-op play before they took it out of early release just to test it out. Yes, games on election night, Jofos, welcome. It's too early to tell anything anyway, and if you watch the news constantly, you're just going to be stressing yourself out for no reason. So might as well just wait until it's all over while you're enjoying an awesome, hopefully not embarrassing game like I had last week. We're going to be getting started. The only new news that we saw today on the stream from Fantasy Flight Interactive was they introduced some new cards that are going to be Valor cards. I'm assuming what those mean is that they're going to make them available to purchase on the store with Valor points. Although he did say that one of them would be a reward for the upcoming encounters, which are apparently going to be super hard quests that you have to try to figure out a way to defeat. They're a puzzle that needs to be solved, but they'll have a really increased difficulty, which is similar to in the physical game, the Nightmare decks, the Nightmare encounters, and also the Gen Con decks, which are even harder, I think, than the Nightmare decks, most of them. So the news is new cards coming out. They talked about a couple of them. I think one of them was a Spirit Guardian. It's not the official name of the ally, but it is a Guardian. Has a pretty good amount of health. It's sort of similar to the Axe Thrower that is available on the Leadership deck or Tactics deck. I can't remember which which deck that's in. It's in my deck, so I'll show you. But I think it's the spirit equivalent of that. In addition, there was a new helm. I was kind of listening to the podcast. I wasn't able to watch it, so I didn't really see. I noticed that the helm adds a huge amount of combat, and then it also adds some block. And I think there was something to do with defending. So I need to catch up on that news about that card. I wasn't really sure, but it does sound cool, and it does push Gimli's possible damage potential even higher. And then in addition to that, the thing I thought was the most exciting is they're coming out with an attachment that if you attach it to an ally that has fleeting, it takes away fleeting, so they will not leave at the end of the turn. They'll stay with you until they die or you use them and get through to the end of the scenario. So it's really exciting. I love the idea of Gandalf sticking around for a whole game, getting him out early and having him stick around for the whole game. That would be amazing. But we'll see if that happens. Or when those come out. They said they would try to release them in the next couple of weeks, as well as the encounters, if I'm hearing right. I don't think they were going to release it as in just show it to us. I think it's going to be available before the end of the month. Yeah, I agree. His charm is that he comes in. I like the Gabdolf. Because that's actually one of my usernames on my PlayStation. So, but yeah, I agree. Gandalf is cool because that's his story, right? He comes in and he leaves. But the idea of at least having a little bit of a variation on those fleeting heroes, they're so expensive. It would be really cool. And of course, there are cards that obviously Sauron can play that destroy attachments, and so it's not necessarily guaranteed to stay, but. It's interesting. I think it makes it kind of an interesting game, and I think it's a card that I have never seen in the physical card game. So I'm really excited about that. That maybe they're doing some really different things, at least not from what I've seen. Maybe it's in the pool later on after I stopped playing. But it seems like some really cool ideas could come out of that. But maybe it'll be too powerful, and they'll have to figure out a way to get rid of it somehow. So. What I'm doing tonight is I'm going to check out the vault just to see if there's any new cards. I doubt there are. I own all available Valor cards. So that's new. I think I thought I had one card that I hadn't purchased yet. Let me just check. But apparently there is the Shadows Fall expansion that's coming out soon, purchasable. I'm hoping that comes out before the close of early release, so we can check that out together. But apparently I have all cards. Now, last week I was thinking about purchasing one of the legendaries I didn't have yet, but I decided not to. I'm glad I didn't, because apparently I got it, or they changed the availability of it. So tonight, we're going to be trying to get revenge on the 5th quest. I'm trying to get Bilbo out of there. Man, this will be the 3rd time I tried to get him out of that darn dungeon. We're escaping down the Anduin and trying to get away. We have an epic fight at the end. And, of course, I made a really stupid, embarrassing blunder as I had the game wrapped up in the final stage. I basically should have put someone on guard just to take the hit so that Bilbo could survive, and of course I believe that the enemy that killed me also had to kill Bilbo because he had the least hit points. I think it was a Viper, and they always attack the person with the least hit points, which sucks because I should have, if that's the case, then it's even worse of a blunder on my part because I knew Bilbo would have been targeted, even if the AI wasn't smart enough normally to possibly target him. So unfortunately, we're going to be trying it again, but it's exciting because this is definitely a tense game, tense scenario.
To rescue Bilbo Baggett.
I'm just going to zoom past the story here.
If by life or death I can save you, I will.
Mine is the choice of Luthien.
My axe is restless in my
hands.
Basically, I have to, in this first stage, I have to untether a raft, but then I can't do that until I get rid of this hill troll, because he's kind of distracting me. I'm going to get rid of the expensive cards, keep the cheap ones. I don't know if I want to have draw 2 cards right at the beginning either. So let's see what we get. Okay. I did get the Veteran Axe hand.
Good morning.
My quest begins. So Bilbo has to survive every stage of this quest. The first thing I have to do is get him on this raft. But I can't do that. If you click on the objective, I can't do that until the hill troll is out of play. So I gotta get rid of this hill troll. I know he's gonna attack first, so I really have to try to get set up to guard. So I'll have Aragorn guard. Okay. So I know that I probably want to get another ally out, like the Veteran Axe Hand or the Caregiver, although probably not the Caregiver right away. I would definitely want to get the Axe Hand out to take some defense. So the question is, well, I could also get the Archer out, so maybe I don't want to spend 1 to resurrect. So I'm going to go ahead and put Gimli on guard, because now he's got his increased melee. Because I know I'm going to get hit. If I attack someone, he's going to get hit. Bilbo's going to get hit, probably, so I need to put the guard on. Oh, I just realized something. I'm going to have to start the game over. Made a mistake. So I started the game with the wrong deck. I've been playing with my deck I made, and I started with the starter deck. I love Arwen. I kind of miss having her because she heals every round, but I'm going to try to play this because I think I had it beat last time. I'm going to try to beat it with my pre-made deck.
After arriving at Beyond's Hall, you've learned the famous Bilbo Baggins was taken by Mirkwood spiders mere hours ago. Without hesitation, you volunteer to find and retrieve the Hobbit, hopefully before he's consumed, or worse.
Hey, Civ guy.
You begin to search for clues as to which
CIB
direction
guy.
the spiders took Bilbo.
I know. I'm glad you love it.
Struggle
So
in
as far as
Snowblade,
knowing when the game
and
is
several
over,
of the Hobbit's possessions are strewn about.
it depends on the quest you're playing. Some are 3 stages, some are 4 stages.
Son of Arathorn.
You can always
Hail
click.
when I am Eamonn's daughter.
I shall claim
now
full
I'm.
amends for every fall and stabbed toe.
Oh, now I hate that I wasn't selecting the 5th quest that time, so I made another mistake. Doesn't want me to play. It's afraid of me. So I got the right quest selected, got the right team. I know. I'm sorry. I messed up.
To rescue
But yeah, some of the stages are 4 stages, some of them are 5.
Son of Arathorn.
The easiest way to tell
when
what
I
to do to
am
beat a stage is
Eamon's
click up
daughter.
here on the title of the
I shall
stage.
claim full amends for
Tells you what to
every
do to beat
fall
that
and
stage,
stabbed
but it is
toe.
kind of a mystery. Every time you start a quest that's new to you, you don't really know how long it's going to last. Which is part of the fun. That's definitely not something that you get with a physical card game, because even if you don't look at the quest, you kind of know still how many stages you have to go through to win the game. I really liked these. I don't necessarily want to keep well prepared. I always like to try to get rid of a couple of cards at least. And I got it. But I did get Stalwart.
I don't want any adventures. Thank you.
Okay. Finally. Hello, Mr. Lard. Thanks for tuning in. So this stage of the quest, I have to board the raft and keep Bilbo alive. I'm going to take some heavy hits here right at the beginning, so I definitely want to have... I wish I could pull out a guard to take the hits, but unfortunately I have to have Aragorn guard the first one. So he takes 4 damage, but that boosts up Eowyn's willpower, which will help eventually. I can always go for some fate events. One of the great fate events is to lower my threat, and then I can also give some healing back, but apparently I can't do that to heroes, so now I can put Gimli. Gimli's boosted up his melee also, and so I'm going to go ahead and put him on guard so he can take the next hit. That makes this guard, this Dol-Guldur Oryx, very easy to finish off. Now this is kind of cool because these East Bite Patrol only can only take 2 damage, and I really can't... this is tough. Because I could attack them with Bilbo, but then that means I can't take his resources. And I could attack him with Eowyn, but that means I can't do a fate event. You know what? I kind of have to... I can always do fate events. I can always do fate events after. But it might be worth saving up to do that. Okay, I'm not gonna... I'm not gonna cry about it. Okay, so he brought a sniper out. I can't hit him until he moves. He's got stealth until he exhausts, and he's gonna do a random damage to someone. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the veteran axe hand out.
The dwarves are
Hopefully
upon
that's
you.
who the goblin will hit. Nope, he's trying to finish Aragorn off. So then I'll bring out the Erebor Watchman. Both these guys will be good at tanking next round while I try to not take a crap load of damage. I just have to decide who I'm going to finish off here. I think it makes it pretty obvious which I should kill. I definitely need to... I definitely need to have Eowyn contribute to fate so that maybe I can reduce that hill troll down to nothing, or to 1. And then I think I need to have these 2 guys take out 2 of the enemies, which is pretty nice. And I can't do anything else. I could buy, restore a health to every ally, but my allies aren't hurting. So I'm going to go ahead and start a round, new round. Yeah, I also love the Lord of the Rings universe. Can't wait for co-op. This is going to be so much more fun. Such a different game. Yeah, the physical game is tough. It's kind of an older type of card game as opposed to Arkham Horror. That's a little bit more streamlined. It's a little bit clunkier, but it is really fun. I just wish that I wish I wouldn't have got so hung up on the scenarios that were really hard and maybe save those for the end. But it is kind of fun to try to beat them as they came out. That's the kind of order we were playing it in. So it can be pretty tough to find dedicated people. The other problem that we had was finding people who would play that are willing to be dedicated to figuring out good decks, because if you play with 3 or 4 players and you don't have everybody committed to fine-tuning your deck as much as possible, man, you can really get eaten up by the quests really easily. Everybody has to kind of be on the top of their game. So, it's tough. It is tough. So I'm going to put the axe hand on guard. I love guard. It's probably my favorite thing about this new online version. So my axe hand is almost dead, but I think I can go ahead and... well, I still have to worry about him using resources, so I'm going to go ahead and proactively have Bilbo use his power to take a resource. So he uses a resource to give his guy extra damage, which is fine. Who cares? Because he won't be around next round. I will have Eowyn... Well, if I give Gimli the Star Brooch, he can attack twice. And then I don't need to spend Fate on... I don't need to spend Fate to reduce his hit points to 1 because he'll be dead anyway. So then I could spend on losing threat. Which would be good. Because once I take 35 threat, it resets every hero to 0 willpower this round, and I don't want that to happen, especially when I move on to the next area where I really need a lot of high willpower. Ooh, and I got another veteran axe hand. Wow. It's going to be fun so far. So I'm going to go ahead and... I'll go ahead and do the 5 threat. Okay, Sauron got a resource. So now I've reduced my threat, I think even below my starting threat. 21. 30. Yeah, I'm below my starting threat, which is awesome. Okay. Oh, he played a hazard. Every upkeep he's going to gain 3 a resource, which isn't bad except for the fact that I just use Eowyn to get rid of that. So I'm going to do the old Star Brooch on Gimli, which will give him 2 attacks. Sauron's passing. I'll be able to finish off the Hill Troll and start working on the quest, I guess, although I can also get my veteran axe hand out. Seems like the smart move is to have a full complement.
My axe swings too.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and finish off the Hill Troll. Oh, he has block. So he's only taking... Okay. So I do need to add a little bit of extra damage here. So if I attack him with... I'm going to have to attack him with Aragorn and the axe hand. Because no one else is going to do anything.
He cannot stand alone.
So now I can travel once I... Now I can work on this objective. I don't think I want to do any other Fate events. And I'm still trying to remember if Fate carries over or it resets. Because I've got 1 Fate. I know for sure you start a new round, so that's something to be really careful of. You want to make sure and finish all of your actions because the new phase will completely start a new round. So if you have some characters that could have contributed to Fate or done something, equipped something, you want to use all your actions and resources. Well, your resources will carry with you, but... Okay. Anyway. I don't think I can do anything else, unfortunately. In the phase. So he does get an extra resource because of the fact that he's got his hazard out. I'm going to go ahead and take a resource. I love this ability. So we got some Hummer Horns. I need to hurry up and beat them because they will summon more. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody who can take 3 damage. Or can do 3 damage. So that means I need to have the Hummer Horns hit someone. I'll put the Watchman on guard because he'll only take 1 damage because he's got block. That brings the Hummerhorns down to 2, so I could actually finish him off with anybody. I'm trying to figure out if I've got enough to beat this quest and just move on. If I have... I don't think I can play... Yeah. So I'm full as far as heroes, which is awesome. I don't know... I should heal every ally. I should do that. But I also feel like I'm kind of delaying a lot on this quest stage unnecessarily. Alright, well, let's work on the quest.
Man am I.
Sauron's passing. I could conceivably finish it with Aragorn and one of the axe hands. And then I can use the rest to build up to 3 fate and heal everybody 1 hit point, or my allies anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and do that.
You cannot stand alone.
So I am going to have a round that's going to start over if I travel now. So then the question becomes, what do I want to do with my remaining people? And I think what I want to do is finish off this fate, heal every ally 1, which is just going to be 2 people. Excuse me. Yes, if you decide to keep going in the rounds, then you could conceivably stay here as long as you want. The only downside to that is you are risking, obviously your threat can get really high, and he does have cards that push it even higher. So you want to get out as soon as you can. You don't want to waste too much time, but this is about as good as I can get it, where I have a full complement of heroes and allies. The only thing I can do is Gimli gets 1 more action, so I'm gonna do 1 more fate to see if it carries over, and then I'm gonna travel, and it should start the round over. Although I swear my experience is different for some quests.
You struggle to manage the unfamiliar vessel.
So now I get into the raft, and I'm traveling down the river. This is very similar to the physical Down the Anduin quest, which is the 2nd game in the core set. Probably my favorite of the quests in the game because it's challenging. The first quest is not really too challenging. The second quest, this one, is a lot of fun, and there's some really cool mechanics. So I got to resolve all these hazards. Of course, I got to keep Bilbo alive. That's always something. We do have the start of a round, and of course, the thing I hate about this stage is Bilbo has to take the hits from during upkeep. Although it said it was random. 2 hits to the same character out of 7. That doesn't seem very random. So now my problem is I've got to make sure I've got him guarded. He's got 6 damage, or he's down to 6 health. I can reduce an enemy to 1, although I don't have very many powerful enemies right now. My other fate event that's really good, and my fate did carry over, so if you have extra actions left with your heroes and they have willpower, you need to pour that into fate, and then that way you can use some fate events on the next stage. Yeah, and you definitely have to watch, as you're watching the threat go up, you want to really watch to make sure you're not close to any threat events, or you can at least manage them. So here's the threat event that's really dangerous on this stage. Basically, this restores every objective to its full quest value and then adds 2 to each. So what you want to do in this stage, there are hazards. 2 of them are rapids, which deal 2 damage to a random character. That's bad for Bilbo, although I have 8 people out. That's not... I mean, the odds are pretty good he won't take damage. But I have 2 of those, so there's a chance. And then there's another hazard that gives him threat, and then another hazard that discards the top card off my deck, and I only have 19 left. Plus I have to manage these 3 enemies, so you really have to think about and be really tactical about where you're going to apply, because once this threat event hits, everything is going to go up by 2. And of course, unfortunately, I don't have that. The only thing I can do is apply 5 progress to a random hazard, which I might do with Eowyn once she's up to her full willpower, once somebody takes some damage. So the first thing I got to do is manage their attacks. The safe thing to do, obviously, is to make the Watchman the first blocker, because he blocks 1 damage. So that's good. He attacked me with somebody that I could kill, and it only did 1 damage. And now I've got 4 more damage coming at me. I'm going to block 2 of it with the Veteran Axe Hand. And then that makes him vulnerable. Now he still has 4 resources, so I'm thinking that at any point he's going to want to spend that. So I need to eat it with Bilbo, steal it from him. I've got a lot of resources to work with here. So I don't necessarily have to worry if someone dies. I really wish I could lower my threat on this stage, but I can't. That's okay. This one's pretty easy to manage once you get rid of these enemies. So I'm going to put this Veteran Axe Hand on guard, because whoever hits him, if this last guy hits him, he'll kill him too. Oh no, he has ranged. Ah! Okay, so it didn't kill him. That's okay. He's done his job. He's blocked a lot. So the nice thing is Gimli can take care of these 2 guys. So Bilbo... So I just need to worry about if something new comes up. So Bilbo's going to steal some money, so he doesn't have as much money. And of course he exhausted every wounded character, which takes out all my guys. That's frustrating. Okay, so let me see. I'm pretty sure if I ready Gimli, he will still have his stalwart, because he has not taken an action yet. So his stalwart says, if I remember this right, stalwart makes his first action, he gets another action. So let's see if that works. Yes, so he's still around, so he can finish this other guy off. Now there's no enemies to worry about. Unfortunately, I also can't bring enough people back, and that really sucks, because Eowyn cannot take care of one of these quests. Man. That was a good play, because now everything's going to be a lot higher. And there's really nothing that I can bring out. I do have enough resources to bring out a lot of stuff, but I should at least bring Aragorn back, but everything's going to get reset. So what good is that going to do, except to apply progress to a hazard, so that might be worth it. So we'll have Aragorn apply some fate. Okay. So we'll end the phase there. Now I just need 1 more fate. Man, this is not good. Okay, so every hazard goes up by 2 and is reset, but I haven't applied anything yet. So this is cool. I've got Unexpected Courage, which I could apply to Aragorn, which would give him possibly 3 chances to untap, but he's also really hurting health-wise. So I'm going to go ahead and steal his resource right away. Deal 1 damage to a random hero. Okay. So he's going to die pretty quickly, and he only has 1 resource left. I'm going to go ahead and play this on Aragorn. Or should I play it on Eowyn? No, I think I'd like to have Ewan... Okay. So... the Dulgodar Archer has 1 hit. But I think this other guy is going to attack first. So I'm going to put my... That's a smart move. So I'll put him on block. Sauron passes. He's not going to attack with that guy? That's strange. Although I did just waste my guard. Okay, well, that's interesting. I really wish I had something that I could... I know I could use Common Cause to bring Eowyn back, but I wish I had a permanent untap ability. So I think what I'm going to do is have Gimli attack twice. Get rid of these guys. And then I'll have this guy apply his last fate needed for the random hazard. And hopefully, yes, that's what I wanted. So I'm going to get rid of that 2 damage to a random character.
I will smite you if you touch him!
And... I'll have Aragorn
I serve no man.
untap twice.
He cannot stand alone.
And that's about all I can do. I can... do a little preparation here. Just in case, maybe knock out some more stuff he might play in the future. The only fate event left is I can reduce an enemy to 1 hit point, but he hasn't... I don't think he can play any big events. Uh-oh, but I do have to worry about my willpower being reduced to nothing this round. That's not a bad time to have it happen, because basically the only thing I have to worry about is damage from enemies that come out. So, oh man, I've got 2 Gandalfs. That's awesome. And 2 guards. That's totally sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and take a resource from him. Now he's down to 2. And if he plays anything, yep, he plays an event. So I got canceled, discard every event card in the player's hand. That's good. Now if he plays an attachment, I've also got him trapped. But he did waste all of his resources. So now this was kind of a free round for me. Although I have a free round where I can do nothing. Because everybody's down to 1 nothing willpower. Well, I really don't want to take more damage. So I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to play Gandalf. Even though he is going to take someone over.
I am a servant of the secret fire.
So now I'm going to reduce my threat, because that is a big way you can lose on this last quest. And obviously, drawing 3 cards, I don't need 3 cards, and I don't need to do damage. So back down to only 3 above my starting threat, which is pretty awesome being towards the end of the second stage here. The other good thing about him is I can get rid of this other damaging hazard. Now I'm just losing cards like crazy and letting him gain threat like crazy. Okay, but I think I will be able to get back to normal. Starting next round. Man, I wish there was something you could do. I wanna attack this hazard. Can I attack things? Objectives? Unfortunately, no. So I'm back up to 36. Gandalf leaves, which sucks because I've wasted half my resources, but I think it was worth it to get rid of that random damage. Because if Aragorn took it, Gimli takes it, they're down to nothing. Okay, do I want to give Eowyn extra willpower, or do I want to ready after resolving something? I think I want to give her extra willpower. Oh, but first I need to have Bilbo do a little thievery. Gain 1 threat for each ally, or discard an ally. I'll discard an ally because I think I have 3 allies, so that would not have been good. So who am I going to discard? I will discard the Axe Hand because even though he does more damage, he... Okay, I was like, what? I discarded an ally? I didn't think that was happening. Use Common Cause when Gandalf was out. Dang it. You're right, Joe. Sorry. Yep, that was dumb. I could have had 4... 4 willpower. I keep forgetting the combos with that. So Common Cause lets me exhaust an ally to ready another character, so I could have readied Gandalf by exhausting an ally that was just standing around, doing nothing. Well, that was my fault. Okay, so Eowyn is back. Aragorn's back. I'm going to have to pour everything into... Do I want to bring Gandalf out again? That'll be... I might want to save Gandalf for a big hit. So let's see if I can get somebody else out with some willpower. Only the Rowan Lancer. So I'm going to try to work on this quest to get rid of it.
Serve no man.
I will smite you if you touch him!
So I'll bring Aragorn back.
I serve no man.
I need to watch the chat more. Good advice coming all the time. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Aragorn finished that objective, so he got to untap. That's awesome.
He cannot stand alone.
Okay. So I should be able to finish this pretty easily. I could bring him back with Common Cause, but I think I'll save that for a Gandalf combo later. Ooh, I got something great for Gimli. Oh no, I had to discard that axe. So unfortunately I'm losing all these cards, not gaining them. So I just got Stalwart, which is great for Eowyn. Gimli has 2... Get 2 health and block if I equip that on him. But Bilbo needs to steal some resources. Deal 1 damage to every ally. That's not terrible. So I'll put the shield on Gandalf, or Gimli. Gives him a little health back. And he now has block, which is awesome. And then I'm going to go ahead and play the Starbrooch on Eowyn. And since he did damage, I've got my beefed up Eowyn. And she will be able to act twice, so she can take care of this herself. I don't need to do Fate. But I do, before I move on...
Smite you if you touch him! No living man am I
do want to pour all of my fate into the pool. Now the question is, do I want to bring Aragorn back and build up fate one more time? I think since I have so many people out, it might be worth it. Okay. So now is a good time to travel. Hopefully that mistake I made with not double tapping Gandalf will be okay.
Barely survived.
Okay, so this stage, it's not the final stage yet. It will say in big letters, final stage. I basically got to a shallow part of the ford, and this is where, or shallow part of the river, there's a ford, and I'm being attacked by orcs who knew this was here, and they surprise attack us, and I've got to hold the enemy at bay until we can escape and pull the raft out of the shallows. So the nice thing is this is way more people than I've ever started with. There is one guy on guard. And I got to worry about tempo. Here's the tempo because I've got you've got 5 guys. 2 of them deal 3 damage, so I really want to redirect that damage to someone who can take it. Now the nice thing is I already have Erebor Watchman on guard, which I don't remember doing that. Maybe that stays on from last round? I don't know. That's really weird. He has guard on. I didn't know that carried over. So there is one fate event I could do here. I can reduce an enemy to 1 hit point. I think that is a beautiful thing to do right here. And the nice thing about that is that doesn't take an action to do that. And so that means this guy is down to 1. He'll be easy to finish off. Okay, so at 40 threat, it's going to deal 3 damage to Bilbo, and he's really going to be hurting. So I got to be careful. Gandalf does 3 damage when he comes out, but that's not enough to kill these big guys. So I really got to think about if I have the Erebor. Oh, wait, the Erebor Watchman is going to take the first hit, and he won't die. He should live. And if that's the case, I can put him on guard again. Even though he'll die, it'll be worth it because 6 damage will go to him, which is pretty awesome. So I need to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so if he has ranged, he can technically attack anyone. Except I don't think I can attach this sniper. Huh. Okay, so I wonder if Bilbo's power will be really useful here. Okay. So he did attack me with one of those guys. The nice thing is he's on his last legs, but he's done so awesome guarding. Putting him on guard again means he takes he takes 3 damage when he only had 1, so that's a little bit of a profit for me. I know, I need to get Gandalf out. I should just do that. But I think at this point I should try to turn things around proactively. So I'm going to bring out a guard so he can take some hits coming up. He'll have auto guard on. Okay. Now the nice thing is that doesn't exhaust him, and I just did 2 damage, so I could conceivably put him on guard again, and he'll take 2 more damage, which kills that guy. Now, I think the reason why he left his sniper out is because I can't actually attack him. The only thing I can do is put someone else on guard. Well, how about if I put another guard on guard?
I serve the steward of Gondor.
And now he's exhausted. So I now have all of my people readied. This is what you want. You want him exhausted, all of your people ready, and now you can just kind of divide up the damage. I can have Gimli attack these big guys. Gain 1. Oh. Okay, I did steal money. I forgot. Okay, so gain 1 threat every time I play a card. So that's not good. So I probably should get rid of that before I play any more cards. So I'm going to do that now before I forget about it. And of course she has Stalwart, so she'll get to still do something else. Alright, so he was about to play an attachment, but I canceled it with my preparation. Let's see, what was it? Gain a threat at the end of every round, so he would have equipped that on one of my people. But no thanks, sucker. Alright. So at this point, Gimli has 1 more action. I'm going to go ahead and kind of hit this other big guy. Okay. So as revenge, Sauron's going to gain a resource. I mean, it's not that big deal. Okay, so the Rock Adder takes 3 hit points to kill. But he does 1 damage. Ah, yay. So what is he gonna do, eh? I'll put this guy on guard. So my allies are taking all the hits because definitely my heroes cannot take any more hits. The unfortunate thing is that I believe Erwin only has 3 hit points, 1 more action left, even though she already used her stalwart. The problem with that is that if she applies her 3, that brings it down to 8. If Aragorn applies 2, 4, that brings it down to 4. I could bring Gandalf out and finish it pretty quickly. Because what I'm worried about is Bilbo taking that 3 damage, but I wonder if that happens anyway. I could just bring Gandalf out and reduce the threat. That's probably a smart idea. Okay, so I'm going to bring Gandalf out.
I am a servant of the secret fire.
Reduce my threat. Okay. So at the end of every round he's going to gain a threat, but I'm going to probably get rid of him. Oh, but I have to have an ally out. That was dumb. I'm gonna have to do something really stupid because of my mistake. Okay, so I'm gonna have to kill this guy, bring out the archer, do a damage. I'll hit this guy because he's got the attachment.
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark.
Sauron has no cards, which is nice. Because I know he'll just save that resource then. So first I have to have Gandalf quest.
Back to the shadow.
Then I have to play Common Cause. Here you go, Joe. Your big combo. We'll call this the Joey maneuver. And then we got
You cannot pass!
Gandalf back. Unfortunately, I had to use all my resources, but
No living man am
it's
I.
really worth it because now I can travel. Don't have to worry about these last 2 guys. I'll have Aragorn apply his Fate. I'm only at 35 threat. And I've almost got a full complement of people. Oh, yeah, it looks like this threat event is still here. And there's no more Fate events. Protect Bilbo until the Wardens of Lorien arrive and defeat every enemy in play. So the nice thing is that I can't apply any progress to this objective, but every round there's 1 progress applied. So here I have to be really careful about tempo again. He has some really hard hitters. He's got Uthak, who can summon every round some more orcs. He's got 2 guys on guard, so I can't even get to the big guys. He's got another guy that does 4. I have a feeling what's going to happen is if I exhaust... Well, my guard's going to take 1 hit, so I don't have to worry about doing anything except playing some people. And if I play the Warden... Oh, I gotta play a lot of cards this round, because he's gonna reduce my hand down to 3 cards. So I gotta play at least 3 cards this round. I do need to get a person out, I think. So I'm going to bring out an archer. He's going to deal a damage. She's going to deal a damage. Who do I want the damage to go to?
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark.
Okay. So I knew that was going to happen. He's got his big guy exhausted. I want to exhaust another big guy, so I'll put the archer on guard. Now, he's still got 2 guys that do 3 damage, unfortunately. So I'm going to put her on guard. Now I only have to deal with 5 damage, which isn't bad. If I bring out the escort... No, that's not what I want. I want to bring the warden out. Oh, I can't play him. He's too expensive. That's okay. I need to bring out 2 more cards. Unexpected courage. But I also need to put somebody on... I need to put somebody on guard duty. If I put Gimli on guard, then that means that this guy will take 3 damage. Gimli will take 3 damage, but I think he'll block. Yeah, he has block, so it's probably smart out of these 2. Yeah. So now, I can't attack anyone. So I have to block again. He will only take 1 hit if I have him block the other guy, but he'll do 3 damage. It might be kind of worth it. Okay, so now I'm going to take his resources. Deal 1 damage to a random character every time you play a card. Great, that's a terrible hazard. So I can't get rid of the one that's going to reduce my hand size, so I got to get rid of some more cards. Although I now have the ability to play the Dwarven Axe on Gimli. Unfortunately, can't use it this round, but it might be worth... Yeah, might be worth having out for next round. I just gotta make sure he doesn't die. Oh, I forgot that card deals damage. I should have had Eowyn.
No living man am I.
That was dumb. Okay, well at least I hit Eowyn. She still got some... Oh, she still got... I forgot she's got her untap ability. The problem is she does enough damage that I could take out some of these guys. But I think I need to use my escort, get my escort out so he can help guard. But I need to really carefully attack everything this round instead of applying this hazard, because I don't have to worry about my hand size. I just have to knock some of his enemies down, because I'm really close to being even with him. So obviously I'll have take the big damage out first. So revenge is he's going to defeat a non-unique ally. That's interesting. So it will be this guy that will die if I kill him. But that would untap someone, which would be Gimli. That'll be an interesting switcheroo. I don't want him to die so fast, but Gimli will be back and he could really clobber someone. The nice thing is I think Aragorn hasn't gone yet, so if he kills someone, he'll actually be untapped for another attack. So I think I will do that.
He cannot stand alone!
And that kills the enemy, which lets me untap Gimli. Whew, so much tactics. Aragorn has one more hit left, and so does Eowyn. Yeah, because she got rid of the hazard with her first hit. Gimli could take out the other guy, and they could take out... So basically, Uthak would be the only one left, or I could just finish off Uthak. Because he's going to summon some more orcs. That seems smarter. He does the most damage. I mean, come on!
Baruch Kazad!
I will smite you if you touch him!
With a pained grunt. See, I did this last time, and I think this is where I got overconfident. Uthak falls back while shouting at his minions to kill you all. You have a feeling you haven't seen the last of him. So I do have to worry. Bilbo's going to take 3 damage in 4 rounds. I don't think there's any extra threat coming at me. So I got to figure out which of these guys I should hit. So both of them have guard. Both of them have 3 hit points left. I'm not going to kill either one of them. But if I at least hit the 3 attack guy, yeah, I can finish off the 3 attack guy fast, and then I only have to take 2 hits. Okay. So I have to be really careful because he's going to get... So this is what happened last time, is Bilbo took a hit and then the threat finished him off. I only have to make it 1 more round and then the peeps show up. The warden, Haldir and his wardens arrive. But unfortunately I think I'm going to have to block some big damage here. I don't think I want Gimli to take the first block. I think I want Eowyn to take the first block because she's really kind of done her job. She's got all the fate events taken care of and there's only 1 hazard left and I think she can use her boosted ability will... Yeah. So conceivably I could have her block again, but she would die. But I could have her take care of the hazard. But I need to put someone else on guard. And what you might be thinking is, oh, he's about to kill someone, but if I put Gimli on guard, he's got block. Only thing I have to worry about is what he's going to play next. If I have Bilbo steal a resource, that's a little bit less to worry about. So, okay, so he did play... Did a random damage. I got to worry about that. So he's got one damage left. He could do. Now I definitely don't want to be stupid and not get rid of him.
He cannot stand alone!
So now let's see if he plays his... Yeah, so he brought some bats out. Bats out. No big deal. I should go ahead and have Gimli... Well, he's still got 1 resource left. So I guess I'll have Aragorn finish him off since he's lower. Now let's see if he can play anything with his... Yep. Wow, how does he keep playing these? Maybe he had something that was like a revenge, he gets a resource, but he keeps getting resources back. That's weird. So I guess that means... I'll have to...
No living man am I!
Okay, something weird's happening. He's totally not using his last resource. I wonder if there is a bug or something that's going on. But at least he didn't play any more enemies for right now. Let's go ahead and get the warden out.
None shall enter.
He gets a surge action. And I'll go ahead and put block on as the surge action. Okay, so we got some good old Gordor archers, but I don't need to worry about them because he'll take them out when they attack him. Oh, but they are ranged, so they don't have to attack. He doesn't have to attack him. So now he's out of resources and cards, thankfully, for crying out loud. So I will attack him. Sauron passes. I'll use Ever Vigilant to bring Ewan back. Get rid of that hazard for some extra points later, hopefully. Alright, so now I got Haldir. And of course, there wasn't anybody left.
Bilbo rests his head against one of the great malon trees and takes another breath of otherworldly air. For several weeks now, the old hobbit has convalesced in Lorien. What a place, and what rest it has been. Beautiful, eternal, majestic, and somehow lit by gentle sorrow and longing this place is. Where Rivendell, like its master, stands uniquely between the immortal and the natural, Lorien is utterly immortal. A place impossible for mortals to truly understand, especially hobbits. While Bilbo's journey to this place had been altogether unexpected and entirely circuitous, he was glad to have seen the Golden Wood. The place strangely soothed the secret darkness that sometimes pulled at his heart, as the abyss may pull at the one who stares into it. Splendid as Lorien was, Bilbo felt healed and was ready to move on. He longed to see Dale and the Lonely Mountain, and the thought of Rivendell pricked a homesick pang in his soul.
So remember, this takes place, I believe this is the same time period as the physical card game, which is after The Hobbit, but before Frodo sets out with the ring.
The creature glanced furtively down at the land of golden hues. Even at night, the unhealthy glow of the place hurt its eyes. And even at a distance, the air of the place hurt its lungs. The thief, the miserable trickster Baggins had gone into that terrible place, and the creature had lost the trail. It wringed long fingers in misery, cursing the bright light of the white eye above. Sniffling and sobbing, it crawled down the stony slope, staying into the darkest shadows where possible. The creature considered returning to the forest, but knew in its heart of hearts that its time there had passed. There was something in the south, something the creature could not define, something that tugged at it, like instinct or the smell of fish, a sense that tasted like metal, like a tinge of the precious. South. The creature turned to follow the rocky bank. It preferred to move in shadows carved by the moonlight, and it soon disappeared into the deeper shadows that lay to the south.
All right. Cool. 480 out of 550, not bad. Normal difficulty. I got an extra 50 valor. So I didn't unlock the Valor rewards. It doesn't tell me what I need to do to get that. Probably 500, I bet. Yeah, best. So I'd probably have to beat it again. Yes, victory. So congratulations, you've completed Shadow's Reach for the first time. As a special reward, you've earned this bonus. So 750 Valor points, and I get Sting. +1 melee or 2 when attacking orc or spider targets. So that's awesome. So these are the rewards you get for completing the campaign. Usually a cool kind of victory card that you can then use in your decks from that point on. But that is the campaign that is out right now. Really cool. Lots of replay value. I think I'd love to go back and play that on hard mode. Although that last quest is pretty grueling. I don't know if I want to do that anytime soon. But definitely pretty cool. I like that my deck had kind of a focus. I know one of the things Luke talked about today on the stream was the idea of having a plan, and that was, you know, a pretty simple plan, but it kind of worked out as far as having the ability to untap so many times with either huge damage like Gimli or huge willpower like Eowyn, especially because you don't really have a lot of turns because you don't have healing power because Arwen is not in your party or any other healers, and so you really don't have a lot of time. So you got to beat things quickly, and definitely untapping multiple times in a turn or a round will certainly help that. So I guess my plan kind of worked, at least on normal mode. It might have a lot harder time on hard mode beating things quickly. So that's pretty much the main content of the game. Whenever they do release more stuff, obviously I'm going to be coming back and taking a look. I might play on hard mode every once in a while when I get an inkling. I have beat the normal quest on hard mode, so I can try to go through the other quests a little bit at a time. But at this point, I think what I'm going to do is try to introduce some other games for you guys that are either adaptations of games into video game form, or games that are already just video games that are not adaptations, but they have a lot of basically elements or mechanics to them that are very much like board games, and that I think you might be interested in checking out and seeing if you might like to play them yourself. So I'm thinking about doing some kind of a vote system. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm GameFaceKilla, same username as my Twitch here. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll be posting sometime over the next couple of weeks basically a poll to see what you guys would like to see me play next. I might try out a couple of things just to kind of show you, but I am going to be, just as an announcement, I'm going to be taking a couple of weeks off just as kind of a little bit of a break. I do have all of my VODs currently uploaded. I just uploaded last week's tonight. It was a little late, I'm sorry. And I'll get the next one up as soon as possible, the one from tonight, so you can rewatch and replay. But I am going to take a couple weeks off next week. I'll be out of town at a conference for work, and so I won't be able to play on Tuesday night. And the week after that is Thanksgiving, so we'll have a little bit of a vacation, holiday type break. And then right after that, I will be back and ready to stream some more. I'm going to be taking a look at something new, a new game, maybe an adaptation. I've kind of got something in mind if I want to play another adaptation, if you guys think that sounds cool, or if you want to see something that's a video game that has board game mechanics. I definitely have something in mind for that too. So, and we aren't going to be getting rid of Lord of the Rings card game. It'll definitely be coming back a lot, especially if in the next few weeks they release the Encounter deck. Then I'll definitely be back trying that out, and we'll see just how crazy that thing is to try to beat. But I'll definitely come back once in a while and do some of the other quests. If there's new campaigns that come out, we'll definitely be checking that out. So, and in between now and then, I think I'll be kind of tweaking some new decks, try out some new strategies, new tactics. I'll try to build a couple more decks and maybe try those out for you as well, until we come back to the card game here and check out any new stuff. But until then, hopefully you guys have a great week. We'll be finishing our stream of Mansions of Madness. The scenario we're playing is kind of wrapping up, coming to its epic conclusion this weekend on Saturday. And if you want to tune in, make sure you watch the VODs for more of my solo streams here. And then in a couple of weeks, I'll be back showing off a brand new game. So I'll be really excited about doing that. All right, guys. Well, you have a great week, great holidays, and I'll see you on Saturday for table flipping, and then in a couple of weeks for right back here on Tuesday for another stream of board game adaptations. See you guys then.